All right, first and foremost, thank you for doing this today. I wanted to start by just getting an idea of who Graeme is. So, can you just tell me who he was, what he was like? Tell me all about his personality, everything.
Okay, Graeme was my brother.
Yeah,
He was an absolute joy to be around.
yeah.
He was one of those people that he was such a big energy in a room. He had a laugh that was so full of life, and it radiated onto other people's faces. He was so driven, he was so determined, he was passionate about everything around him. He was the most innovative and creative person that I have ever met.
Yeah.
He was a friend, he was a son, he was a husband, he was an incredible father. And he was one of those people that just loved and really lived life. We lost Graeme at 37, but I think in his really short 37 years, he done and he achieved and he's seen more than a lot of people do in 80.
Yeah.
He packed so much into that time. He was just incredible. He was the kind of person that left people better than he found them.
Yeah.
Whether you knew him as well as I did, and we're lucky to get so many amazing years with him, or you only met him really briefly, you were bettered because of him.
So he was your older brother?
Yeah.
What was that like growing up?
Yeah, it's really cool. There's a big gap between us. So
Yeah.
Graeme and I have two other siblings, two older brothers.
Okay.
Two older brothers again. And the three boys are really close in age.
Yeah.
And then I come after 10 years. So
Okay, so there's a 10-year gap between you and Graeme.
there's a 10-year gap between us, but we were really, really close. Graeme was my first friend. He really took me under his wing. It's my mum and dad, when they tell me stories of us growing up, they say they had to do very little because he did so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was such a carer, and that I really experienced that through the time we had together and in being his little sister.
Yeah. So you had three older brothers that were 10 years, and so I'd say none of the lads got near you then with three older brothers.
Very protective.
Yeah. That's kind of similar with my older sisters. I felt like my sisters nearly raised me as much as my mum and dad did.
Yeah, Graeme was for me anyway, he was the go-to person.
Yeah.
He was for all of us, for my brothers as well, even though they were older. If we had a problem or anything, Graeme was the person we called. He was the fixer in our family, the solver.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the one that we went to for everything.
What kind of relationship did the two of you have?
Extremely close, told each other everything. But that was really just that was our whole family. We're such a close family, and a really supportive family, but my problems were Graeme's and vice versa, and we solved our problems together. We were so close.
Yeah. What kind of memories come up when you think about him?
Fun ones. My favourite memories are ones of him and his boys. He was such a good dad.
He has how many kids does he have?
Two. Yeah.
Two young boys.
Two young boys. So Adam, who is 5, and Quinn, who is 3.
Yeah.
And he was every bit like a mother to his boys as their mum was. He was so hands-on. He always had one of the boys in his arms or a cup of tea in his hand. But he was at his happiest when he was with them.
Yeah, yeah. What would you want people to know about him?
I think a lot of people remember Graeme's death, and you often remember how a person passed, but
yeah.
I think I want people to remember the kind of person he was before that, the fulfilled and adventurous and spontaneous life that he lived before it. He was so much more than just his death. He was a whole life ahead of it, and he was just a joy to be around. He was the greatest person to be around, and I think it's so important to remember that, those things.
What are some small or ordinary kind of moments that you miss about having him as your brother?
His quick wit, he was really quick-witted. He was really funny.
Yeah.
I miss his laugh a lot, and we're so lucky that we have so many videos and stuff that he's laughing in. He was always laughing.
Yeah.
He was always whistling a tune. He was just so happy. He radiated life, and I think that's what I miss. Just, it could be something as ordinary as just being in the kitchen with him drinking a cup of tea, but it was better because of his presence.
Yeah, yeah. What did he do? What did he do for work and stuff like that? What was he
was a
interested
landscape
in?
gardener, so he had his own business, so he loved being outdoors. He was really driven, he loved hiking. He was one of those people that could turn his hand on anything, something happened with my car, Graeme fixed it.
Yeah.
If something happened in the house, Graeme fixed it. Like him and his wife, they bought a house in Wexford during the pandemic, and when they got it, their back garden was a field and the house was just like walls. And now it's like the garden is such an oasis and the house is like, it's anyone's dream home. And he did it all. Like, he could turn his hand at anything. He was so talented. Like, he was so innovative. He was the kind of person that, like, if he thought of an idea, he could make it a reality in like a few days. Like, he had such a head on his shoulders.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit about grief itself. So, like, what has grief looked like for you since his passing?
Extremely tough.
Yeah.
And I think we lost Graeme to suicide. So I think, like, you have the initial shock of his death.
Yeah.
But then, and I'm not taking away from any other loss, like, every loss is tragic and every loss is really tough. But I think with suicide, you have, like, an added layer of, like, you've all these questions that you never get answers to. And I think for me, I have found it really hard. Like, everybody wants to heal, but I have found it really hard to progress in my healing journey because we have no answers. It's really hard to get closure if you don't have answers.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to heal if you don't have closure.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know, like, Carl, if you had asked me 2 weeks before he passed to list 1,000 people that I thought would die by suicide, his name would have never crossed my mind. I would have never considered him. So I think it still sometimes feels very surreal.
Yeah.
How
long ago was it?
We're coming up to his 2nd anniversary.
Yeah,
so
very, very short.
Yeah. So his anniversary is the end of April. And it's weird because, like, it feels like forever since I've seen him.
Yeah.
But it also feels like we've blinked and we're at 2 years.
Yeah.
It's so hard to navigate.
Yeah.
But yeah, grief is tough. It's not linear.
When do you think it hits you most? Is it random or is
At the random moments, yeah. Like, I think you prepare for things like his birthday and his anniversary, and you expect Christmas to be tough and you expect the bigger moments to be tough.
Yeah.
So when they come, you're somewhat prepared for them.
Yeah.
And, like, it hits, but you get through it. Yeah. But it's when you're driving in the car and you hear a song or you smell something that reminds you of him, or, like, you glance at his boys and you just, like, his youngest looks so like him, and you glance at him and you just see Graeme all over his face. It's like, it's those moments that are really tough. It's the small in-between moments that you don't prepare for. Yeah. I feel like they're the ones that, like, knock me.
Has it changed you?
Yeah, massively so.
In what way?
I think it's completely altered my whole family's life. You're so different after a loss like that. Like, I think it's bettered me, maybe.
Yeah.
I thought originally his death would make me really cold.
Yeah.
But I think it's made me more empathetic and kinder.
Yeah.
But then I guess a con of it is, like, you kind of live in a fear, like, it's...
What kind of a fear?
Time is so precious now, like... Yeah. And I remember initially after he passed, like... Because I was with my mum that morning when she got the call. And I remember shortly, for quite a while after, like, things like answering a phone, like, little things like that, like, it's very easy to expect the worst now. But it also makes you appreciate the time that you have with people. Like, time feels so precious now. I think you always think you have time, but you don't. Like, you think you've time to tell people how they feel. And I think, like, especially in Ireland, like, we wait to tell people, like, we wait to say good things about people at funerals, but they're the things we should say on, like, a random Tuesday or a random Saturday. Like, tell people how you feel. You always think you have time, but you don't. But... I think it's just really made me kinder. Yeah.
Has it made it easier for you to have vulnerable conversations with your other siblings?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We would have always spoken very openly in our house. Like, there was no conversation that we couldn't have in our house, and, like, And our parents really like they made that clear from a very young age that you can talk to us about everything and anything, and like that was really reflected in how we spoke to each other. But I think it's made me like more empathetic to the smaller problems that people have as well. Like we didn't know Graeme was like struggling. I don't even know for sure now that he was.
Yeah.
And I guess that's in having no answers. Like Graeme left our house the Monday. We celebrated his birthday the Monday, and then we found him the Tuesday.
Yeah.
But he left his house on the Monday with plans for the Wednesday and plans for the following week. Like it was completely out of the blue. So I think it's made me check in more, especially with my siblings and my parents. Check in on friends more, and just because somebody looks okay, it doesn't mean that they are.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important that when you ask someone how they are, you really mean it. Like,
not like surface level, like, oh, how are you?
Yeah.
But then as you're walking past them, essentially.
yeah, like I feel like now when I ask people how are you, and they're like, yeah, I'm grand, and I'm like, okay, but really, how are you?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it gives people a place to open up.
Yeah. Has anything about grief or about your grief surprised you?
Not so much surprised me, no. But I think siblings are sometimes like the forgotten mourners. Maybe that's something that did surprise me.
Yeah.
I remember like very early on, like in the days leading up to the funeral when you have the wake, and like a lot of people were coming through the house, and I don't hold this against them at all, and I know they meant nothing by it, but there's a lot of you have to be strong for your parents, and don't forget to mind your parents. And like I understand my parents' loss is huge. No one should bury a child, but at the time when you're struggling and you're finding it really hard to be strong for yourself, that can be really hard to hear.
Yeah.
And I think like a lot of people think of the parents, and a lot of people think of like the wife and the children, but like your sibling is the only person that you go through every stage of your life with. Like you lose your parents too soon, and then you have your children late.
Yeah.
But they go through everything with you. So to lose a sibling a lot earlier than you should, that's really hard to navigate. Like you're mourning a lot, like you're mourning the past that you had with them, you're mourning them in the present, but you're also mourning the future that you thought you would have together.
How can you explain to someone who doesn't have siblings what it's like to grow up with siblings?
Oh, like it's the coolest thing ever. Like it's someone that's always there, that like they're the only people that really know absolutely everything about like the life you live. Like they understand it completely. It's like it's a bond that I think is like inexplainable to people. It's so pure, and like it's the greatest thing. Like I think the best gift that your parents can give you is your siblings.
Yeah.
And I was so lucky that like the ones I have and had.
Is there anything you think we get wrong about grief?
That there's a timeline on it.
Yeah.
That I sometimes feel we're coming up to 2 years now that people expect me to be okay. Like it's the second year now, it's the second Christmas, it's the second birthday, that like surely it's okay. But like whether it's the second, the third, the 10th, the 12th, like I have to go the rest of my life without him. Like there's no way that's ever going to get easier. Like at some point in my life I will have to miss him for longer than I had him.
Yeah.
And I think people think time heals wounds completely. It definitely reshapes them, and it definitely alters them, but it doesn't close them. Like we will miss him every day, I will miss him every day, and that doesn't get lighter.
I wanted to read you a quote of yours. So one evening he and I were sitting in the kitchen of our family home and the sun was setting. I ran out to take a picture. Graeme laughed and he said, if he went before me, he'd send me a sunset. The night he died, the sun lit up the sky. The night of his birthday, I sat at his grave and we watched the sunset together. The week after his passing, the northern lights lit up the sky. every sunset, every rainbow, every beautiful sky feels like a nod sent from him. Do you believe in an afterlife or anything like that?
Yeah. I always have believed that like this is just a step in our journey. But I believe it's so much more now since he passed. Absolutely. I don't know if that comes from a place of just not being able to accept that his journey is completely over. I don't know if it makes his death somewhat easier, but yeah, I believe he is somewhere better. And I have no doubt that at some point I will see him again.
Yeah, because everyone I've asked about grief, they always have a story about like some kind of freaky accident or reminder or something spiritual when someone passes. And I suppose it makes you more hyper aware of that when something like this happens. You also said I hate the term committed suicide. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Why you feel like that, and maybe just explain it a little bit.
I think words carry so much power, and I know in a past Ireland, suicide was recognised as a crime, but we have come so far in decriminalising it. But I don't think the way we speak about suicide reflects that.
Yeah.
I think we have so much empathy when we speak about other illnesses. Like, you would never say committed a heart attack or committed a stroke, but we say committed suicide. Like, to commit something is to do something wrong. You commit a crime, you commit a murder, but like Graeme didn't do anything wrong. I think there's so many other phrases that mean the exact same thing. Like, for example, Graeme took his life, Graeme passed by suicide, Graeme died by suicide. They all mean the exact same thing as committed suicide, but they give Graeme a lot more dignity. They are much kinder and they are much more empathetic. Like, Graeme didn't do anything wrong. I don't know, did he struggle or was it a spur of the moment decision? But whatever it was, he committed no crime and he done nothing wrong. And I think nothing changes if nothing changes. And I think that's why conversations like this are so important. Like, essentially they are what this series is called. They're hard conversations, but change doesn't happen unless we push for it and unless we actively make it happen.
In what way do you still feel close to him?
Definitely when I'm with his boys.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like when you're holding them, you're holding such a physical part of him. Like, he left us the best parts of him. Music, Graeme loves music, so like it's an easy way to feel close to him. But like, although he's not with us physically anymore, like, he's still so much a part of our everyday life. Like, we talk about him and we share stories of him all the time. We laugh about him, we cry about him, but I think in keeping his memory alive, it's a really easy way to feel close to him.
Yeah. Can you find meaning in his death in any way?
Not yet.
No.
No, not yet. I definitely believe that when it's your time, it's your time. And I take some very small amount of comfort in knowing it must have been his time, because if it wasn't, something would have happened and he would still be here. Meaning in it, no. No, not yet.
In what way do you... What's the best way to phrase this? Like, what do you think there is any way in listening to this story about Graeme that you can give hope to people, or is there something that you could take from Graeme's story for other people, for them to learn a lesson?
I think you hear it all the time, like, suicide is such a permanent thing. It's so permanent, and I just think it's something like, for us anyway, it leaves families in absolute devastation, and you're gone forever, and no issue is so big that needs to be the outcome. I believe our world was a better place because Graeme was in it. And I believe whoever's struggling or going through whatever Graeme was going through, their loved one's world is also a better place because they're in it.
Has your perspective on life changed?
Yeah, I guess you go through something like that and like it doesn't feel so secure anymore.
Yeah.
Graeme was there the Monday and gone the Tuesday.
Yeah.
It feels so easy that anyone can slip through your fingers like that.
Yeah, I had a similar feeling as well when my mum passed. Dad, I looked at my family different then, being like, all right, you could be gone tomorrow, essentially.
Yeah.
There was almost like a fear there then.
I remember after Graeme passed, and for the first couple of months after he passed, I loved being around my family.
Yeah.
And I loved being able to see them, because if I could see you, I knew you were okay and you were safe. But it was when I wasn't with them that it was so easy to panic. Yeah, that was a tough one to kind of navigate. Or like, if I called them and they didn't answer straight away, I went to the worst place.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Yeah, it was, for me, it was like, before, if I missed something, like let's say like a family gathering, it wasn't as big of a deal. But after, it was like, I didn't miss them family gatherings then.
Or photos.
Yeah, photos.
Photos are huge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I always thought to myself then after, I didn't get enough photos with my mum.
Yeah, I feel the same. Like, I have, a lot of the time, I'm the person like behind the camera, like taking photos of him and the boys or whatever, but take the photo. Even if you never post it, even if you don't like how you look, just take the photo. Like, at some point, that's all you leave people.
I've 2 more questions for you.
Okay.
All right. If you could say something to Graeme now, what would you say?
I think, like, of course you'd say like, I love you and I miss you and all those things, but I think I really struggled with guilt after Graeme passed.
In what way?
Guilt in the sense of like, did I miss anything? Or could I have been more present? Or did I ask the wrong questions? Or like, and I remember going through every conversation that we had on WhatsApp and listening to every voice note and like looking at every picture and every video, like just looking for some sort of sign to see was there anything I missed. I think I'd want to know why, and I think I'd want to know, could we have done something to help him.
Last question I have for you. So what part of Graeme still lives through you, do you think?
I think Graeme was so spontaneous. He was so driven. He was so like caring, and I think like he bettered people, and I think he's made me a better person. Like, even in his death, he bettered people. I really want to live a life like Graeme did, like to the fullest and so full. And
are you spontaneous?
Yeah, I would say I'm quite spontaneous.
Well, spontaneous doing this.
Yeah, I would say so. But I think like 2 things can exist at once.
Yeah.
You can miss Graeme every day and grieve him every day. But you can also be really grateful for the life that you still have and the life that you still get to live. And in the life that I still get to live, I just want to be someone that like encompasses a lot of Graeme's morals. He was just really good, and if I can live a life half like he did, then like I'm doing pretty fucking good too.
See, he's yawning. Oh, he's yawning. Right, Lurie's going first. There we go. This is it.